All right, welcome Driver Nation to another Driver Spotlight. I am your host, Sade, and today we have a driver from Charleston, South Carolina. He's actually been with DeliverThat since October of 2022. So far with us, he has taken over 240 deliveries, and the total food delivery cost has been over $72,000 worth of food. How's it going, Greg?
Very well, thank you. Hope you're doing well.
You're welcome. I am doing very well. Thanks for asking. I know we were had a couple dates that we were supposed to do, and the last one we were actually here waiting, and you was like, "I just got into a car accident." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" But you look good. So, are you feeling well?
I came out of it unscathed, no broken bones, all's well. Yeah, so it was just a little fender bender, but they're always annoying to have to go through all of that, but we got through it, so we're fine.
Good, good. That's always good to hear. So I just want to jump right into it to ask you questions about you being a driver here. So how did you even get started in the gig economy?
Um, I was I was at a restaurant. I was doing a DoorDash delivery, and I met a driver there. We started talking. I know she was looking at some apps that I was not familiar with, and I inquired about it, and she said, "Yeah, you ought to consider DeliverThat. That's what this app is. Here's the information. If you want to check into it, you should." So I did, and I'm very happy I did. That's how I found out about you guys through another driver.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So you told us how you found us as Deliver That. How did you even get started with the gig economy? You did name another DAP that you're working with there.
Yeah, I was just looking for some residual income, some other streams of income. I've been in real estate in Charleston for over 30 years, and I don't go hard at it anymore. I still do a little bit, but we don't go aggressively. We don't grind at it like we used to. And so I was just looking for some other streams of income, and I thought this driving delivery situation might be something good to pursue. And so, yeah, I've gotten into it and I really enjoy it.
So you mentioned that you got into this. How long have you been doing gig work?
Oh, um, I have been doing it probably, well, if you, it would, is shared driving, share riding, that same, is that in the same category you're talking about? So probably a little over 3 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember that driver's name who actually told you about Deliver That? And have you seen him lately?
I've got it somewhere, but I don't remember the name.
Have you bumped into that person after that first initial?
No, I did call her after I had set up working with you guys, and I enjoyed working with you. And I just left her a message that I appreciated it, and it's been it's been a good thing for me. So I just want to let her know thank you for sharing that information.
That's pretty awesome. I'm glad she did share it with you. So, do you remember how you felt during your first delivery with Deliver That?
Well, I had made some other deliveries and all, and so it felt kind of normal, not a big surprise, and nothing out of the ordinary, and it's actually been very good. Everybody's ready to welcome the guy that has the food, and so it's always a pleasant thing knowing that these people are happy to see you. I'm not coming to collect on a bill. I'm coming to give you some food.
That's always a blessing. So you mentioned that you were in real estate for over 30 years. That transition from real estate to this gig economy, did you see that it was a smooth transition for you since it's still working with people in public?
Yeah, I've always enjoyed working with people. Obviously, I did it for 30 years in public, and so working with them, solving problems, helping families. I've always been service oriented, and that's always been important to me. Not only through business but family and the community and that sort of thing. So it was a smooth transition, and I've really enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, you kind of led into my next question of saying, I think I know the answer. Why do you think you have been so successful with Deliver That?
Yeah, again, I enjoy service. I enjoy meeting people, and the people that I met, the other drivers and the people that I'm delivering to have always been very pleasant, and the vendors, the restaurants have always been pleasant. So it's been something that has been kind of right up my in my wheelhouse. So it's been a good marriage.
Now, did you start in Charleston delivering, or do you go to other states and try to deliver as well?
I actually delivered some in North Carolina for a while before I moved back to Charleston, and so mainly in the Charleston area.
Okay. Would you say the markets are a little bit different for you?
Uh, yeah, they are. This is a little bigger market than I was in before, so business has been a little more brisk. Although I can always use some more deliveries, guys. Anytime you want to send me some extras, that's just fine. But it's been good. It's like I say, it's a little busier here in this area than it was at the other place.
Ooh. So let me ask you this: worst or best restaurant and why?
Well, Charleston is world class in restaurants. World class. I mean, there's so many great restaurants. I mean, I would be doing a disservice if I left out 200 of some really fine places. So, I mean, from just all different kinds of international cuisine is here. Uh, great seafood here, great steaks, great everything. You can find it here, and I've been here a long time. There's a lot of really good places I haven't been to yet. So there's just a myriad of great choices. So come on down.
Well, thank you for sharing that. You don't have any restaurants that you say, like, that is I like to deliver for them. They do a really good job.
Oh,
Yes.
for delivery. Well, there's Swig and Swine is a barbecue place here in Charleston, and they are wonderful to work with, and have always really gotten it put together on time, and enjoyed their folks. Rodney Scott's barbecue is world class barbecue also, and it's another really good place, and friendly folks, and they have their stuff ready on time. Um, so those are just the two of several. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you is that drivers like consistency and make sure that they are when they are arriving on time, they want their food to be there and packed and ready on time.
Well, when they get it ready on time, makes me look better on the other end. So I appreciate that.
I love that. And you're absolutely true. You can't show up late to with the food.
Or too early. I guess too early can be an issue too. So you got to be careful, right?
That too. Yeah. It sounds strange, but considering that we deal with food, it's very understandable.
Exactly.
Well, Greg, you have answered my questions that I have for you as far as a driver. Now, these next few questions I'm going to ask have to do with family, career, any type of dreams or holidays you enjoy. The first question I am going to ask is about family here. What what is one of your family's favorite family's recipe and who taught you?
Favorite family recipes.
Correct.
Well, from not a very good cook, I probably should be asking them. I mean, they have there's a dish called chicken divan that I really love that the family always did. It was a combination of chicken and broccoli and cheese, and I don't know what all they put in there, but it's delicious. It's one of my favorite things. Absolutely. Um, Oh, what else? Good gracious. That was always a favorite. Of course, grilling steak is always a good thing for me, or fish. That would probably be it. I mean,
Okay, that's enough. So, what did you want to be when you grew up as a kid?
what I wanted to be
Correct.
when I was a kid, well, I wanted to play Major League Baseball. I played baseball my entire life. I played it through college. I played at Clemson University and went to the College World Series, which was a big deal for a college player. So that's the pinnacle. And I was fortunate enough to play on some really good teams, and we made it to the World Series, and that was a highlight. But it was it was in college where I realized that probably after my last year, they were going to hang my spikes up for me because I wasn't quite talented enough to get to uh, the major league level. So we had to start looking for other avenues of life and work after that.
Well, listen, that is an amazing story. I definitely wasn't thinking that you were going to say baseball, but you went so far with it. That's incredible. Have you ever thought about coaching?
I did. I coached my sons, growing up, and I thought about college baseball coaching, but you know, just with circumstances, it took me a different direction, and I wound up going into real estate.
Okay, cool. It's one of our teammates, Mitch. Creosh, I'm about to mess it up, Nate. Say it. Creosha, Mitch. Croatia, Croatia. He went and played baseball over there for a little bit. You definitely have to check out his spotlight there, and he talked about it a little bit there. Pretty cool. So moving on to your career path, I pretty much you told me that you were in real estate before then. You actually told me how you switched over, so we're gonna skip that. You told me that you do like outdoor hobbies. What outdoor hobbies are you interested in?
Well, I do like to be outdoors. I live here in Charleston, so we're on the beach. We got got the water here, and I always enjoy that. But I like hiking. I like getting in the mountains and doing a little bit of hiking. Um, you know, bicycling, doing a little kayaking here, and just being outdoors. Enjoying sporting events or whatever it might be. This a good place to be. Uh, because you can be out there almost 12 months a year enjoying the activities here in Charleston.
Don't make me jealous. 12 months out the year, just nice outside all year round. Wow. I was talking to one of my coworkers and we were talking about we really didn't see the potential of how much that it is in Ohio as far as like places to go and places to see. And she brung up Hocking Hills. And it's a hiking trail. It's very, very beautiful. And it's like a place you can go with your family and got cabins and stuff. It's gorgeous. I'm like, I have to go. Why haven't I been there? So when it comes to values here, what in life brings you joy?
Um, well, a service to people brings me joy. A family. I was just in Charlotte last weekend. My family got together and they threw me a big surprise birthday party. And my youngest son actually flew in from Colorado, totally unexpected. And so I had all four kids there, had seven grandkids there, and we had a big party and just a ton of fun. It could not have been better. It was that generated a lot of great memories for years to come. So family
Oh,
and service, uh, church life is important. So yeah, that's kind of what I've hung my hat on.
well, thank you for sharing that. And I want to say happy belated birthday to you.
Well, thank you.
Sweet
Appreciate it.
16?
Sorry.
Sweet 16?
Oh, sweetheart, you are a sweetheart. Just a couple years past that, but not many.
We sticking to that. So, Greg, who is the most I cannot even talk today. Influential. Gosh, there you go. We gonna stick to that. Who is the most person in your life and why?
It was probably a good friend of mine. He was a pastor in Charlotte where I grew up, and he gave me a lot of good advice and counsel and um, started moving me in the right direction. And so I think over when you look at the whole, my the entirety of my life, I think he was probably the most influential person. He really took um, had a real desire to get to know me and get to know my family. He loved sports. He would actually come down to Clemson and watch me play baseball, and he had his own private plane. He would fly down to Clemson and fly me back to Charlotte so I could see my girlfriend for the weekend, and then fly me back, to Clemson. So, and we took a lot of trips together, and he had a lot of just great influence on just on outlooks of life and this sort of thing. So he was probably the most influential guy in my life.
Wow. Flying you down in private jets. It don't get no better than that.
Wasn't a jet. It was a private. It was his own little plane, and not a jet, but it
Okay, his own little plane.
it worked well. Worked better than driving, getting on the highway and driving for sure.
So moving on, still with some values here. Could you tell us about one dream you have always had but was afraid to chase?
Truthfully, probably, early on, I wanted to be a dentist. I don't know why, but I wanted to be a dentist. But I thought, golly, I just don't know if I've got the chops to get through all that education and dental school and make it all come together and work. So that was something I really kind of wanted to be early on and right into high school, but I was a little bit scared of the academic rigors that were ahead of me, so I kind of backed off that and went he went in a different direction.
That kind of sounds similar to my story. It was more so me after in high school wanting to be a pediatrician. Actually started the process, but my education part just deterred me from like I'm not going to be good at this. Like I'm not going to get past this, and because of this, I can't be a nurse. Like it was everything, but hey, life happens. So these are kind of some weird questions, but I'm just gonna ask if you were to clone yourself, which one of your characteristics? You shaking your head already, Greg.
That would be nobody would want to do that.
Not your whole self, but listen, if you were to clone yourself, which of your characteristics would you not want to be cloned?
Beside my looks, um, probably my impatience. I get impatient sometimes, not so much with people, but with myself and maybe even other drivers on the road when I don't think they're driving according to my standard, which might not be the correct standard. So impatience is something I have to work on in some areas of life. Yes, I would not want that cloned.
I think we're all there. Now, in the beginning, you did share your holiday, or not, shouldn't say holiday. You did share their birthday experience with us, and you mentioned that you had 7 grandchildren. I know that can be busy. Can you share with us any traditions that you and your family have around the holidays?
Well, every Thanksgiving, we have tried to get together somewhere. They all three of my four kids are married with children. And so, they've got their own life, they've got their own schedule. So trying to get everybody together can be, can be an issue. But around Thanksgiving every year, we try to all get together at some location. And last year we got together, we went to the upstate of South Carolina and rented out a lake house, a big lake house, and we just had tons of fun. The kids just had a great time being together. They all love being together. They're all under the age of 10, and so they really enjoy each other's company. All my kids really uh, like to be together, and we just have a great time. So we get together around Thanksgiving somewhere. 2 years ago, we did it out in Colorado, and had a great time. So that's something we always look forward to doing.
Well, if you're ever looking for, to adopt anyone, I'm definitely available to come hang out. It seemed like we'll have a blast. That's just right up my alley, family and fun.
The birthday party that we had last week was just awesome. It was just incredible. They did such a great job, and it was. I got lots of videos and pictures. It was very, very special.
I can see the glow in you. You still glowing from it. So I know it must have been very special. Wow. Well, you did answer all my questions that I did have for you, but we always start or end off, I should say, with a bonus question. So, Nate the Great, do you have a bonus question here for Greg?
What is his go-to thing to listen to while on deliveries? Music, podcasts, what kind of genre, that type of stuff.
Okay. So, Nate the Great wants to know, and I'll call him that. He wants to know, what do you listen to while you're on your deliveries? Is it type of podcast or music or anything like that?
Uh, Usually either music or some type of sports show. I'm a sports fanatic, and so it's usually just music or some kind of sports show that might be on. Yeah. Sometimes I
Okay.
don't listen to anything. I just drive and, and think. So
So, do you have a favorite genre of music that you listen to?
yeah, I'm probably more of an oldie goldies, 60s, 70s. I do like R&B. I like a little jazz. Motown sound is what I grew up with. So that's kind of my strong suit.
Let me find out one of those videos got you dancing in it.
You don't want to see that.
Well, that is again all of my questions that I do have for you. Excuse me. I do want to thank you for joining us. I know it's been some scheduling things, but I'm glad that we were able to, have this conversation and also get to know you outside of just, being a delivery driver.
Well, I want to thank you guys. I really have enjoyed working with you. Y'all have always been, anytime I have questions, y'all have always responded very quickly and gotten back and answered my questions. And it just feels like it's a wonderful company to work with. And so, I just have high praise for what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you for sharing that with the rest of the world. And thank you for letting us know that.
Absolutely.
So, Driver Nation, until next time, see ya.